So, very warm welcome to another webinar. Hello, dear team. My name is Akash Malhotra, and I'll be your financial analyst for today's session. And today is very exciting time because we have a lot of market news aligned up for us. We probably had a very good session coming up. So I have a lot of trading news for you, and especially using this approach, we will be able to make a very good amount of profit. So again, for today's session, we will be talking about a lot about the financial market, and at the same time, I'll try to guide you what are the major market events following up from today onwards. For today, we will also be learning about a very simple trading strategy. But anyways, we will discuss it later in the conversation. Let me know, dear team, how are you and how is everything been for you? If you have any difficulty at all, make sure you reach out to our financial analyst team. Our team will be there to help you out in the best possible way. If you have questions regarding trading, especially is what we are specialized in. So we will try to give you what are the major advantages that you can have up having a session, and at the same time we will try to create or craft a trading strategy, and we will be taking some live trades in my trading account. So what you can see, it is my trading account right now. It basically have four more sub accounts. Let me select one of my trading account. Right, we are selected the right trading account right now. If you have any question in particular, you have all the comment section. Make sure if you have any question that you want to ask me, you have a comment section. I will be replying to your concerns and your comment, but make sure be gentle and be respectful into the comment section, and do not spam any question. I will make sure that whatever we learn in this session, I'll try to guide you, and we will try to effectively analyze your trading pattern. My name is Akash Malhotra. Once again, dear team, if you have any question particularly, I will be there to assist you. And then we will try to talk about some of the good trading news or trading financial details, especially in the next week and in this today's week. I mean, like these specific weeks, we have two major news events for us. So the first one was regarding the CPI, and then it was followed by the PPI, and then especially for this week, I have one more news which is on lined up for us, which was the Goldman Sachs earning calendar has been started. So some of you probably know about the earning calendar, and some of you probably don't know. For today, I'll be teaching you some of the major inputs that I can give you based on the earning calendar, and we'll see what major profitability chances we can make it there at well. Okay, so let me go through your comments. Right, just a second. I think it is taking a little time for me. Okay, so Mr. Bishal said hello Bishal ji. Mr. Yash Kumar said when I deposit $10, it takes like around 830 rupees. It's not taking 906, but the rate of dollar is not that much change. Why it is happening like this? Mr. Yash, Olymp Trade never charge any excessive sum for the deposit or withdrawal. So whatever amount that you deposit into a USD, that may be the transaction charge which has been charged by the bank itself. This is not been done at all by the Olymp Trade. Olymp Trade never charge any funds for the deposit or withdrawal, especially regarding the bank card deposit that you make, or the UPI transaction that you make. We never charge any extra funds for that. So if you have any question, you can reach out to your bank and have a clarification about that. Mr. Prakash said hello Mr. Prakash ji. Yash Kumar Sahu said please tell. Okay, so I did basically answer your question. So Aish Gairola said hi, hello Aish ji. Jai Shri ji said hi, hello Jai Shri ji. Thank you sir, I will pay attention. Sure sir. Mr. Kailash ji, namaskar sir, how are you? I'm doing great Kailash ji. Tell me, how about you? How is your overall trading going on so far? How accurate indication use? Okay, so you are talking about the indicator, I believe, Mr. Ayush. Now indicators are basically based on, so there are only two kinds of indicators if we talk about. The first one is leading and the lagging. So whatever indicators that you can see into Olymp Trade, so let me just show you here. So these are all the lagging indicators. Leading indicators are the indicators which are basically consist of major financial economic news. Like we can talk about CPI, PPI, producer price index, interest rate decisions, NFP, there are all major comes under the leading indicators. Now, if you are using lagging indicators, there might be chances that it will be showing a little delayed information, but if you are using it precisely, it will lead you to the success. So, what major objective we have? We need to at least gain around 60% accuracy. That's all we need. We do not need accuracy more than 60%. 60% accuracy is all you need, and your trade will be profitable, irrespective of if you are sticking it with moderate risk to reward ratio. I still believe that we have a lot of chances to make our trades profitable. I will will trade in my trading account. If you have any question, please ask me in there. Okay, so let me just again read through your comment. I'm very overwhelmed by your comment. Thank you very much about that. Okay, so Jayashri ji said, "मुझे सीखना है." Jayashri ji, we are an exclusive financial analyst team which will be able to help you out in different circumstances. So there is nothing to worry about for you. Okay, so what you need to do specially, you have a help section available, right? In help section, you can go to help center. And if you wish to know about, first of all, let's just start with the beginning, right? As a beginner trader, you have to know about what candlestick pattern formation it is, right? So you go ahead and you select candlestick formation. Okay, and once you write down candlestick formation, all the details regarding the candlestick formation is available in here. So that is an exciting thing. You can know everything about the financial market, and make sure if you want to know more about financial market, there is one specific site that I use, which is Investopedia. You can go to Investopedia, read some articles. It contains price action, it contains all the details regarding the market volatility and everything. So you can check it up there as well. Okay, so Mr. Abdul Jamal Muhammad said, "Hi, open $3 in Euro USD buy position for 4 hours expiration time." Okay, so in which direction used buy position for 4 hours? For Euro USD has been trembling down, but I strongly believe that it has a very good sense of rising, because it is very close to around the price of around 1.08 level. Now remember this, for Euro USD, any price level which is close to 1.10 level act as a very good level of resistance for Euro USD. If you want to check it, we can go ahead on 1-day graph, and what we can see is 1.10 level acting as a very good level of resistance even at this time as well, when it acted like that. So if you will see, this is head and this is the shoulder pattern formation. That's why the market tumbled down. Now what we can see here is a little support level, and I believe there is a good chances for Euro USD to rise, but it also will depend upon the market analytics news, which will be released on next Monday and Tuesday. Sir, as a student, can we use this app regularly for a profit? Sir, a lot of my clients, it's been more than 5 years for me that I'm working here with Olymp Trade as a financial analyst, and a lot of traders of mine have been trading from like couple of years or 3 years as well. So yeah, they are making money, but the most important thing as a trader, you have to understand, you have to appreciate the fact that you have to gain a lot of knowledge in trading. That's the first part as a trader. If I started my journey back in 2000, I believe, when I was like around 18 to 19 years of age, and it's been more than like 15 or 16 years for me that I'm into this business. So in order to accumulate this kind of knowledge, you have to continuously research the market and take trades accordingly. So this is what our basically strategy. As a student, you have to focus on the analysis part first, and then you try to make money. But we actually can make a good amount of money, but the most important part is the learning process. Okay, we have a lot of comments. Let me go through your comments one by one. If you have any question, please let me know. Okay, so Mr. Kakal Mahesh said, Hindi bolo. Unfortunately, sir, this channel is Olymp Trade Global, in which the consultations are being conducted, or the webinars are being conducted into the English language. If you specifically are looking out for Hindi webinars, you can go ahead on Olymp Trade India, search in YouTube Olymp Trade India, and there you can find all the consultations or the conversation, especially in Hindi language. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Nagi said, take 5 trades with any strategy on FTT mode and show us that you are profitable. Sure, sir. I will be taking some live trades in my trading account. In fact, I recently, while having a conversation, I took a trade in Asia Composite Index specifically in the downward direction without use of any indicator. That is based on the instinct, because usually index follows a very strong trend with them. Now if the trend is very strong, that means even if you take upward direction trade, it will go for the toss. So let's do one thing, right? Let's try to open up trade on Asia Composite Index. We will use risk to reward. Let's just go ahead with like around $100, a downward trade. I'll take the stop loss of around, let's just take the risk of around 20%. Okay, let's see whether we will be able to make a profit at the end of the stream or not. Okay, can you please tell how you doing trade? Ayushji, my trading and my trading statistics, my trading analogy based on the lot of factors. Right. If I'm taking trades, I will be teaching you a very simple trading strategy for today. As you can see, today's analysis, we will be doing it on the diving strategy. Diving strategy is one of my favorite trading strategy. If you probably have seen my webinar a couple of weeks earlier, so you will see I was actually taking some good trades and I made a good amount of profit in CPI. So that worked miraculously well for me. Can you please tell me how? Okay, so okay, so Jayashri ji said, sir, आप मुझे सिखाएंगे? बिल्कुल Jayashri ji, if you are willing to learn, nobody can stop you from learning about. So if you have an expert status client, I'm telling you all the clients who are having advanced and expert status client, if you have any question in particular regarding trading, I would request you, since an advanced status client will receive one consultation in a month, go ahead to the support section, go to the chat menu and forward your request that you want to attend a session with the financial analyst. Your request will be forwarded to us accordingly. And as an expert status client, you can receive almost 4 consultations in a month. Any consultation can help you out, but again, you have to watch the market very precisely, and we will try to give you some trading advice. In fact, for today, I'll give you one of the best trading advice that will be happening on Tuesday, right? That too would be according to the time frame that you will be willing to trade about. Let me just read your comments. I'm very sorry, it is taking me a little time to read your comments because I'm very overwhelmed by your comments. Okay, Faisal ji said, I'm from Bangladesh. Welcome, Faisal ji. A very warm welcome. Which is the best strategy used? Motilal ji said. Sir, no trading strategy can be like 100% accurate. I'm being telling you from my honest opinion. So what you can do, in circumstances like this, you at least need to have 3 to 4 trading strategy aligned with each other. And once you know how to use those trading strategy, right? If the market is volatile, we'll switch from one strategy to another strategy if our 5 back-to-back trades are non-profitable. That's the easiest way one can do. Mr. Kenny said, please do some trades with pure technical analysis. Sure, sir. We will try to take some live trades in my trading. Okay, so dear team, let me tell you. So all the trades which I'm taking into my trading account are based on my experience, right? And this experience can vary from person to person. So I am taking trades into my live account and copying these trade. That means when I'm streaming it live, there is a delay of like around 30 to 1 minute duration, and if you are copying my trade, it would be a little riskier. So as of now, I would consider, if you are taking trades by watching my trades, trade very carefully and you will be acting at your own discretion. Okay, right, we have one latest comment. Mr. Raj Kumari Sahu said, sir, do you do daily live sessions? Unfortunately not. I usually do couple of sessions. The first one would be scheduled on Tuesday, according for my Indian clients. It's scheduled around 7 p.m. on Tuesday, every Tuesday. Although there will be a lot of my colleagues which will be, very happy to conduct a session and to be with your sessions at the time. We have a one risk-free trade, right? Let's use $50 risk-free trade for like around, let me just check the graph for 5 minutes first. Still a very strong trend. Let's go ahead with like around 9 minutes. What you can see is the very strong downtrend following right now. But since it is very close to its support level, there is a possibility for the trade to be non-profitable. That's why I use the risk-free trade in this situation. However, the earlier trade which I have used here was a regular trade. So, dear team, let's start with the market analysis. I know you are highly awaiting for that. Let's start with the market analysis, and we will do some live trading for today. So, embrace yourself for next week. I will be giving you one of the best trading advice. So, I'm note down the timing for the next week. On next Tuesday, this is to all the clients according to GMT, which is Greenwich Mean Time of 5:30. If you have GMT of like around 3, you can reduce the time accordingly. So exactly at I'm talking about the Indian Standard Time, USD JPY. Now look into this pair, and I want you to pay a very close attention on this. USD JPY. This is the pair where you have to look this pair on next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, according to the Indian Standard Time, it would be from 8 to 8:30. From 8 to 8:30. And for all the clients, like for India, it is the GMT of plus 530. If you have GMT of plus 3, maybe plus 2, according to the geological locations you are residing in, that you can basically add and subtract the timing accordingly. I'm telling you according to the Indian Standard Time. So exactly on next Tuesday from 8 to 8:30, or we can consider from 8 to 9 p.m., there is a very good chances for USD JPY to rise. Bank of Japan interest rate decisions will be taken. This is one of the biggest fundamental analysis news. USD JPY has a very good chances, almost 60 to 70%. We can consider the probability of 60 to 40%. But again, if you want to take a trade, take a trade very carefully, because there is a very good chances from 8 a.m. Indian Standard Time to 9 a.m. Indian Standard Time. There is a very good chances for USD JPY to form a very big up candle. That means based on this analogy, you can actually make, even if you use 200 as a leverage, or 100 as a leverage. I mean, if the Bank of Japan doesn't increase the interest rate, there is a very good chances for Japanese yen to decrease. That means USD JPY will be rising against all the currency. If let's just suppose hypothetically there are 40% chances for the USD JPY to plumb down. If that happens, the decrease in the asset will be very big. It will be an impulsive drop. However, 60 to 40% chances are there for USD JPY to rise according to the Indian Standard Time from 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning itself. Right? If you are not certain about this, make sure you watch the market starting from 8. Usually, the timing for this data usually is very tentative. So sometimes they release the data around 8:02 or 8:17, 8:22. Last time it was released around 9. So that's why I'm not telling you the exact timing. But to follow this, keep a very closer look. A lot of my clients make like around $3,000 to $4,000 on a single trade of this. So be very careful about this idea. There is a good likelihood chances, right? I'm not telling you that there is a conformity, because from last year, not a single time in last year this has failed. In 2023, it's never disappointed me. I made more than $16,000 based on this analogy only. In last year, and that too happened in December as well. If you know how to work up with the economic calendar, go on economic calendar and check BOJ interest rate. That is a 2-star data. Investing.com economic calendar, and then select Bank of Japan data, and there you will see one of the bigger market volatility at the time. Starting from 8 to 9 Indian Standard Time, morning time is what I'm telling you. Okay. Mr. Vedant Raj seems to be little pissed. What is the benefit of coming alive and you do not reply? Vedantji, see, my objective is to reply to majority of your concerns as well. But at the same time, I want to share with a lot of my audience how to take trades on one of the biggest news. and where they can make a good amount of profit. So this is also my idea. So I'm not able to see your comments. If you, I probably have to scroll a little into the upward direction to let me go through it once again. Vinitji, what question did you ask? Mr. Vedant, what question did you ask? Can you repeat the question once again? I'm sorry if you feel like that way, Mr. Vedant. Okay, so Mr. Vedant, your money has been deposited. Okay, so your concern is regarding deposit. Okay, Mr. Vedant, what you can do, first of all, raise a ticket. Go to this help section. In the chat window, in the chat section, write deposit query. And if the task is not been created, the first objective is to create the task. If the task hasn't been created, and if it has been created, into the comment section, write your trader ID. Don't write your email. Write your trader ID and write D for deposit and W for withdrawal. Right? A concerned, our team will check all the comments personally, and the concerned department will contact you and give an update regarding it. Okay? Mr. Nadeem said, hi sir, how can you give me any tips? I already did, Mr. Nadeem. There is a very good chances for USD JPY to rise on Tuesday, that is 23rd of January. 23rd of January. And you can utilize it. Like, there are good chances, like 60-40% chances is there for it to rise. But again, you have to take a very cautious approach on this. You take trades according to the way that you feel like. Okay? Nadeem ji said, sir, hi, how are you? I'm doing great, sir. Thank you very much. So let's continue our conversation. So our objective is to, take some live trades. So for today, we'll be taking some live trades. As you can see, the name of the stream, we will be working out with the diving strategy. So what you need to do, first of all, you have to go to this A symbol, technical analysis symbol. And you have to switch the map to the strategy section. Once you switch to the strategy section, you scroll it down and you can see this diving strategy available in here. Click in here, press an enable strategy option, and the strategy will be applied automatically. This we have applied in the Forex version. Let's switch it to the FTT one. Okay. So we basically have watched the market for 30 minutes duration. What we have observed, there is a very good level of support it was forming at this level. And that's why the market has been reversing itself down. So although there is nothing to worry, because the amount that we used was a risk-free trade. So even the trade is non-profitable, we won't be worried about that part. Okay. So for today, we'll be working out with the diving strategy. It's one of the easiest trading strategy, dear traders. Now, to work up with this strategy, there will be a lot of things that we'll be working about with it. So if you are an advanced status client, you will be able to use this strategy. But for the clients who are like, a starter status, they won't be having access to this strategy. So just in case, if you have a starter status, you can remember these numbers, which is SMA 20, rate of change oscillator for two different periods, 14 and 7, and then you can craft manually, and you can save it as a strategy in case if you haven't saved it. Okay, moving on. So for today, as I told you, we'll be working out with one of the very simple trading strategy, which is the diving trading strategy. Let me know into the comment section, dear team. Let me know into the comment section how many of you have a starter status. For a starter status client, you can put a minus symbol in there, and if you have an advanced or expert status, you can select like plus symbol into the comment section, so that I can know how many of you guys are having starter or advanced status. Okay, let's learn about the strategy. As we know, the name of the strategy is diving. Now have a very closer look on this one. I want you to pay a very close attention on this one. Let's take a trade on this. I think on the Bollinger Band there would be a signal on this. Okay, so this is the trade. Let me just go through the history. Do we have support and resistance level? No, it actually has crossed this level. Let's wait for the market certainty on this. So here, what you need to observe, you can see this 0 as a reference line, right? The bars formation are above 0 the rate of change oscillator here, if it is pointing above 0, that means trend is in upward direction. See, when this bar formation increases, the bar strength also increases. Okay, and the second thing we have to understand is regarding these bars. If the bars are pointing us into the downward direction, the trend usually follows into the downward direction. Remember, Dean, no trading strategy can be 100% accurate. So our objective is to at least, you know, found a strategy. If like 3 or 4 or 5 consecutive trades are non-profitable, we'll wait for the market to settle down. Probably the market would be volatile at that very moment. So no trading strategy can be 100% accurate. So what we need to do is we can take the trade at the exact moment where the indication is there, and then it would be, we can see how the market react on this. All right, let's continue our conversation. Let's find some good signals. Dear team, if you have any questions particularly to ask me, I'll teach you. Okay, so here what you can see, let me just teach you how this one works, and then we'll do some live trading in here. If you see this blue line, right? If the candles are below this line, that means the trend is into the downward direction. It's a very strong downtrend. And if the candle formation are above this SMA line, that means there is a very strong uptrend going on. The further the candle from SMA it is, the stronger the trend it indicates. And there we can take the trade with the trend. Now if you are specially trading on index, maybe Asia composite, Europe composite, commodity composite, whichever index you feel like trading, make sure we use support and resistance at that very moment, because there we can maximize our probability of profitable trade. Let's look into our last trade which we have taken, commodity composite index. It just went into the stable state because the candle formation was not big. We were into the profitable state, but unfortunately the market just bipped down into the last section. I wish we could have just increased the time duration by probably couple of seconds maybe, so that would have been profitable, but nothing to worry because the flat market protection was there. So we stopped our trade at that very moment. So the trade wasn't negative, not the profitable, so the amount is basically refunded to us, but the signal was good. So let's work up with the strategy once again. Now we know about the strategy. Now if you will see this rate of change oscillator, this is selected for period 7. This one is 7 and this one is 14. This one is showing us in terms of bars, and here it is showing us in terms of area. Aerial confirmation, that the area confirmation is much quicker compared to the bar formation. And that's where we have to step in. That's where we have to step in. Let's take some trades. Okay. So first of all, what we need to do while we are trading, this candle should be crossing this SMA from bottom to top. That would be the first signal. The candle should be above this line. The second confirmation we have to get is from this bars formation. If the bars is actually pointing us in upward direction, and at the very moment if rate of change is also increasing, that means here we can take a trade in upward direction. Okay, right, let's check it once again. Let's find a good signal. Okay, so what we can see, there is a decrease in rate of change oscillator strength. Nice. Rate of change oscillator of period 7 is actually pointing us into the downward direction. We will wait for this one to point us into just below 0 level. This is what we want. There is a very good level of support. Let's wait for the market to reverse. And for the double confirmation, you see, if you watch the graph for 5 minutes duration, we can take the trade. So exactly 7 p.m. happens. That means whether there is a major economic events or, let me just give me a minute, team. Let me check. Do we have any major economic news event right now? Exactly, because like exactly around 7 p.m. majority of the US data releases into the public domain. Let me see whether do we have any data releases right now. Okay, so we have one data release, and that would be exactly around 8:30 according to the IST. Okay, nothing to worry. Let's take us to some trades and we'll look on to the market statistics once again. Okay, so what I'm doing, increasing the candle viewing time, and my trading time would be double or triple of it. That means, like, 10 to 15 minutes. But we won't be sticking to specifically that 5 to 10 minutes duration. We can basically take trades anytime from 7 to 15 minutes as well. Okay, let's find a trade. Do we have a signal? The candle was below this level, so it was a red candle. Now there is a green candle appearance. It is actually pointing us into the downward direction, but rate of change, it's increasing right now. So this is not a very good signal. Now remember this: if you have a sideways trend on any specific strategy, if you have a sideways trend or green or red candle formation happens to be at that very moment, be very careful about it. Okay, we do not have any signals. Let me switch it to 1 minute duration to confirm the probability of the trade. Okay, so on cricket index, this one is pointing us into the downward direction, and here, okay, it's increasing. Let me see, do we have any resistance in here? We have, and we have a red candle formation. Let's wait for the clear cuts confirmation. What about the gold trade we have taken? It seems to be profitable. Okay, let's change the asset once again. Dear team, if you have any question in particular, make sure you add those things into the comment section. I'll be there to assist you. Mr. Vansh Jain ji said how to add those indicators. Okay, so for all the advanced status client, those who do not have expert status, what you need to do, you have to remove this strategy from here, and there are a couple of ways to apply this. So you go to this A symbol, technical analysis symbol, go to oscillator section, right? We have to use two rate of change oscillators. So the first one is selected and the second one we also selected. However, one of the rate of change oscillator will need it for 7, and here for the 7 we can go ahead with, okay, let's do this thing. For this one we'll go ahead with bars, right, and we'll need to change the color for this. For rate of change 7, we'll change the color to, may it be red. Okay, so 7, there is a differentiation between 7 and 14. Let's watch it now. Yeah, so the problem with this custom approach is, like, we have rate of change oscillator, but this the aerial confirmation is not available at this moment. You can either select this bar formation or this area wise confirmation. This would be little contradictory to understand. So what you can do, you can select all those oscillators around the bar segment, so that it would be much more clear. So you will see both of them are a little different from each other. Okay, and there is another thing that we will need to add is, into the indicator section you have to select SMA, and for this SMA our default value is 20. So you have to go ahead with 20, Mr. Vansh. Once you applied this, the trading strategy will be there. Okay, let's watch out for few signals if we have any. We'll start from top. Remember this, the maximum rate of return that we'll be needing at that moment is, like, we can go ahead with higher return, always greater than 80%. Do not go lesser than 80%. Let's look at our last trade, how it went on gold. So on gold it went profitable. Yeah, it went profitable. So if you look into this gold trade, so the candle was below this SMA line. That was the first signal confirmation we got. The second confirmation we got from this one. It was first of all below 0, and then it suddenly started rising above 0. Correct? That's the second confirmation. And we see this increase in this bar formation. 3 out of 3 signals, we took the trade into the specific direction. Okay, let's find more few signals. Since we already have taken a trade on gold, we'll switch the asset right now. Always remember this, whenever you are taking trades on index, be very careful of support and resistance. Index heavily relies on support and resistance, especially on the smaller time fragments. Um, we had some probabilities. Okay, let's go ahead with $10 into the upward direction. Okay, so the bar was increasing, but here the bar basically reduced, but here it is actually pointing, both of them are pointing us in upward direction. That's why we took the trades. For 1 minute's graph, we took the trade. For 2 minutes, let's wait for some more signals. Let's find some more signals. If we do not have any accuracy for the shorter duration, what we'll do, we will increase the time duration. That means we watch the graph for 5 minutes duration. And what we will do, our expiration time we will change any time from 8 to 15 minutes. So this trading strategy is applicable in FTT as well as in Forex. Okay, let's look into this. I wanted to see any specific patterns available in here. So this basically has broken the support level, right? So let's took a trade for around 8 minutes. I wish I could have taken a trade on this because this one has already broken this level. So the reason for taking upward trade is the bars is actually pointing us in upward direction. However, this one has been flattened out. So another reason for taking a trade is what you look into this. This is a resistance line, right? Which this specific candles has broken, and that is one of the reason why we took the trade into the upward direction. If you are into recovery, okay. So let me go through your comments. There are a lot of comments which I haven't read. Okay, let me just check it. Sir, Mr. Sei said, what is the risk to reward ratio as well as a leverage we can use it on BOJ? BOJ 100 to 200 multiplier you can select, Mr. Sei. And like you can go ahead with the risk to reward ratio of like around 1:2. 1:2 risk to reward ratio would be good, or 1:3. But then you have to be very careful when you are watching the market. I humbly request you to stay alive during the BOJ interest rate decisions, so that whenever the biggest candles appears and once you reach like around 100 or 120% profit, you close the trade then and there rather than staying in the market. Mr. Vedant said, please help me. Mr. Vedant, I basically have told you to send your trader ID into the comment section. Trader ID, not the registered email address or anything. Send your trader ID which is written in here, which you can absolutely see from my profile. Comment and write down deposit. Our concerned department will get in touch with you. Don't worry, you are every single penny, may it be $1, $10, anything at all. It's completely safe, and Olymp Trade will take the responsibility for it. Mr. Sindhu said, can I use the same strategy forever? Sir, you can use whichever strategy you feel like, but remember this, market won't be there at that very specific moment, because it also depends upon the market volatility. If the market volatility is higher at that moment, so we can take a trade, but then we have to use a different approach each and every time rather than staying with the single strategy. So that means it also depends upon the existing market situation. Okay, let's try to open few more trades. Let me switch for 30 minutes duration. It was pointing us in downward direction. It basically took the support of this, but I still feel it has a very strong probability of following a downtrend. Anyways, let's change the assets. Mr. Radiant Soul said, so what are you doing in today's live? We will be taking some live trades here, sir. Let's check out the graph starting from 1 minute's duration. We'll find out whether we have a signal on here or not. Remember, dear team, what I have told you, the away the candle from the center line, the stronger the trend indicates. If you usually follow in, especially in index, if from this SMA line, if the candle is way too far, and you can see there is a stronger increase in this, we can take the trade according to the trend. We can take the trade according to the trend. Right, let me just switch. Okay, so we have a very good level of resistance available in here. Okay, so red candle formation. Let's go ahead. I hope we won't lose an entry point on this one. Let's go ahead with martingale approach. Do we have a resistance? Yeah, we do have a resistance. This one is pointing us in downward direction. However, this one seemingly doesn't. Okay. Let me just try my luck with 1 minute's duration. I usually don't go ahead with 1 minute's duration expiration time. I usually give a little time for the asset to settle down. That is the thing. Majority of the time I usually go ahead with the little higher time duration. Oh, Euro Composite Index basically ran into completely different format. So did it take the resistance value at that moment? Let me check the graph for 10 minutes duration. Yeah, it took the resistance of this value and started tumbling down. So that means here if we follow a trend line, let's open up a trade on this. And here rather than going ahead with this, let's go ahead with this. So now what I have observed here, let me just draw a pattern. Let me draw a trend line. Can you see this? We have seen some trend patterns in here, and that's why based on this analogy we took the trade in upward direction. But right now, since it is backing us down and there is a trend formation going on so far, so that's why we took the trade into the downward direction. Okay, let's look into our trade going on so far. So $80 is what we have taken because it was a very good moment, because there was a 2 red candle formation and there was a possibility for market to tumble down, and that's why we took it. Let's change the asset once again. Okay, so let's switch it the graph to 5 minutes duration once again, and let's see the market volatility at this moment. And remember, dear team, if you like today's session, make sure you hit that like button, press on the bell icon, and make sure you comment into the section. If you like today's session, let me know what that specific time is what you are looking out for. And do you want me to teach any specific topic of your choice? May it be like a fixed time trade or forex trade, or how to read the major economic news event. I also do. I basically also teach clients on the different occasion about that as well. So yeah, I also can teach you about that part. Okay, so let's find few more signals. Mooch index, let's watch it. Okay, so we have a very good level of support, and here it is rising into the upward direction. Let's do ahead and take a trade. This one is the support level. Nice. Let me confirm the signal once again for 5 minutes duration. So very strong level of support. All right, let's do it for around. Okay, so I'm putting a little higher amount in here. This one is pointing us in upward direction, and the area is basically decreasing and also pointing us in upward direction. So let's see how the market react on this. I hope you guys are enjoying today's webinar. Mr. Radiant Soul said, do you trade daily? Do you live daily? Unfortunately not, sir. So because of the time constraint, the availability of time, it's very difficult to be live in every day. But I come live once in every week, especially on Olymp Trade Global, and there is another channel which is Indian channel. That's where I also do live sessions. So. Okay, let's look into the analytics before we took the trade on this. So yeah, it was trending into the upward direction, right? This has broken this specific level, so there is a good chances for the market to be forming an upward direction trade, and that's what we are waiting for. Okay. You see, dear team, what we are doing here is following the martingale approach. Let me switch the asset once again. Let's find some more signals. I think on the one of the comment section it was mentioned that gold has a strong going signals downward trend. Let me see gold. Okay, but like on what on Euro combo, Euro USD. Okay, do we have any signals on Euro USD? So a level of support can be seen here. All right, let's use one of the risk-free, a bigger risk-free trade of mine on this. Let me confirm it in 1 minute duration watching the graph. I think it's a very strong downtrend and the recovery can happen for like couple of minutes. Let's check it. Okay, so how much profit you earn from trading? Sir, it depends upon the circumstances. So the maximum, if you're thinking about the maximum profit, there was this one time where I made like around 18,200, around $18,200 is what I have made. And that too was on one of the biggest trade. Brent is something which I was heavily relying on. So if you know about Brent, let me give you a little insight about Brent. Mark it down and add it to your favorite list of assets. So if you look into Brent and go ahead and watch the graph for a day maybe, you will see a one simple pattern in this situation, right? Can you see the specific levels? $71 per barrel is an exciting level, an amazing level on which you can basically put a buy trade, right? Use a leverage of like 20 or 30, and here I basically made a lot of money. Every time whenever it hits like around 70 $71 per 70 71 or 72, any price between for these assets specifically for Brent is an excellent buying opportunity for you, for all the traders. I usually use this opportunity and a lot of my client do as well. I hope you guys are liking today's webinar. So my daily profit margin is like around, back to the question, my daily profit margin is like around $500 to around $1,500. But at the same time, if I lost like around $500, I quit the trading then and there. Mr. Gautam said, there is an ongoing problem in Binance in India. I asked customer care for an alternative and executive recommended WazirX, but WazirX has a very big transaction fee. It's because the Indian government is charging like around 30% on whatever profit you basically make on it as well. So I can recommend you one thing, right? Go ahead on Google and search top 10 crypto exchanges, right? And there, apart from Binance, you can see the list of applications. Select any of the application in which you are reliable in, read the reviews, and then use it accordingly. We haven't checked our couple of trades which we have taken, GA team. Let's check it. So Euro USD went fantastic, nice. We made a good amount of profit in it. Let me just check it for 5 minutes duration. So yeah, our analysis was amazing, because we found out the support level. It was inclining around here and there was a tail formation and then a green candle formation was happening, so which basically made us adamant that there is a very good probability for this signal to rise, and it did. And on Mooch index we took one of the biggest trade. Here it is, $160 is what we have taken, and that too based on the support and resistance level. And we watched the graph for 5 minutes duration. You will see there was a very good level of support. Then the candle started rising, and once the candle started rising, what we have seen, the pattern, it was pointing us in upward direction. This specific on the second candle, can you see, it is actually pointing us in upward direction, and at the same time the bar was decreasing, and that's why we took the trade into the same direction. So thank you very much, first of all, team. I'm really excited to have you as our client, and I'm very happy to teach my clients and help them out in the best way possible from my end. Thank you very much for being with me. Okay, Mr. Vansh said book profit on both Mooch and Europe. Thank you. You're welcome, sir. But be very careful, because like when I take trades and when you watch the graph, there is a like 30 seconds delay, and we know that in FTT every single point where you take an entry, that's where you have to be a little careful about. Sir, do you trade Every day in Olymp Trade? Yes, I do, sir. Yes, I do. I do trades daily. Mr. DC Creation. Okay, so we have couple of more comments. Let me just take couple of more minutes. Dear team, if you like today's special webinars, we indeed like for today we make a very good amount of profit. So what you'd see in my trading house, not all the trades were profitable. So what we did, if you let's go to the history of the trades which I have taken, right? So starting from here, $20 trade which I have taken, it went into non-profitable trade. It went with the Euro Composite Index as well, both of the Euro Composite Index as well. So what we did, we found a very amazing opportunity on Mooch Index where we basically use the martingale approach, and here we basically recovered entire amount. And this one was the last trade, and based on the analogy, it went according to the strategy. So thank you very much, first of all, guys, for being with me into this live session. It's really overwhelming. I'm really overwhelmed by your comments. Make sure before ending this conversation, USD JPY on 23rd of January, starting from 8 to 9 a.m. There is a very good chances on the USD JPY to form a bigger candle, and that too the 60-40% chances is there that the candle formation can be green, right? So thank you very much for being with me, and I'm very happy to see you all once again. I wish you all the best, and I'll be seeing you in the next week. Thank you very much, and good luck in trading.